Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be going over percentages and exchange rates as part of the proportion topic for your GCSE. So let's start by looking at how you can calculate the percentage of some numbers. So in order to calculate percentage of a number, you just divide the percentage by 100 and then you multiply it by the number. So in this case that would be 5 times 100 multiplied by 140, and we can simplify the fraction to give us 1 over 20 times 140, which is just 140 divided by 20, which gives us 7. So 5% of 140 is 7. In this example we've got 16% of 25, so we can do the same thing here, so it would be 16 over 100 times by 25. We can simplify that fraction to give us 8 over 50 times by 25, or 4 over 25 times by 25, which is simply just 4. 125% of 40. We would just do what we've been doing in the last two examples, so it would just be 125 over 100, which is 1.25, or 5 over 4, and then we can multiply 5 over 4 by 40 to give us 50 as our final answer. We can also be asked to work out a number as a percentage of another number, and in order to do this we would divide the first number, so in this case 37, by our second number, here 50, and then we multiply that by 100. So what this would give us would just be 37 times 2, which is 74. Alright, have a go at this question at the bottom here. Work out 90 as a percentage of 680 to one decimal place. Alright, so in order to work this out, we'll have to divide 680 by 90 and then multiply that by 100. And because we've been told that it's given to one decimal place, and we know that that would be hard to simplify, we could just use our calculator. So a question like this would be more likely to come up on a calculator paper than a non-calculator paper. And so to one decimal place this would give us 13.2. Alright, let's look at how you can increase a number by a certain percentage. So in order to increase a number by a percentage, write this in blue here. You've got your original number, which is called A, we'll call this A for the time being, and you multiply that by 1 plus n over 100, where n is your percentage. So if we have a look at what that looks like here, so that would be 50 times by 1 plus 30 over 100, because 30 is our percentage. And what that would give us would be 50 times 1.3, and then we can put that in our calculator again. So 50 times 1.3 gives us 65 pounds here as our final answer. We can do the same with the second one here, so we'd have 48, which is our original value, and multiply that by 1 plus 1.2 over 100. Can put that into our calculator again, so 48 times by 1 plus 1.2 over 100, and that would give us 48.58 to two decimal places, which you always have to do with numbers, or with money, sorry. If you have a currency, you always have to give it to two decimal places at max. Okay, let's look at decreasing numbers by a percentage. This is very similar to increasing the numbers, but instead of, I'll show you right here. So you'd have a, your original number still, and that is being multiplied by 1, but instead of adding, we're taking away n over 100. So here we'd have 56 multiplied by 1 minus 8 over 100, and we can put that into a calculator again. So 56 multiplied by 1 minus 8 over 100, and that would give us 51.52 as our final answer. Okay, so have a go at the question at the bottom here, and I'll be with you shortly. Okay, so we'll do exactly the same as we've done with the previous one, so it'd be 940 times by 1 minus 73 over 100, and we can put that into a calculator again. So 940 times by 1 minus 73 over 100, that gives us 253.8 as our final answer. Okay, the last thing we'll look at is working with exchange rates, because this is something that the exam board tends to like to put in every now and again. So it is actually quite simple. So here in this question we're told that £1 is equal to $1.25, and then in the first part we're asked to work out the value of £50 in US dollars. So simply, if you want to do this, you just multiply 50 by 1.25, because every one of those £50 is equal to $1.25, and what that would give us would be, put that into a calculator again, 50 times 1.25 gives us $62.5, or 62.50. Always have to give it to 2 decimal places, remember. Okay, the second part of the question says a phone costs £500 in England and $630 in the US. In which country is the phone cheaper? So we can do this 2 ways. I'll work it out using both ways. So let's start by converting both currencies into dollars. So we already know that it's 630 in the US. So let's work out what £500 is in US dollars. So 500 multiplied by 1.25 gives us what? 625 US dollars. On the other hand, so this shows us that it is cheaper in England because it costs $625 in England, whereas it costs $630 in the US. So it's $5 cheaper in England. We could do it the other way by converting $630 into pounds. So we do 630, but in this case we divide by 1.25, and what that would give us would be 630 divided by 1.25 is 504 pounds. So again, it is cheaper in England because it only costs £500, so it's £4 cheaper than the United States. Alright, that's the end of the video. If you found the video helpful, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.